This video is going to be a little bit different. I just want to have a real honest conversation with you about what it's like being a business owner. Let's just be honest. Being a solopreneur is not easy. In fact, we know the data. Most people fail within 2 years. Over 90% of companies go down within 5 years. The fact that you're even trying or you're already a business owner is a testament that you should give yourself a little pat on the back. But I want to talk about the 7 real dark struggles that you will face as a business owner, as someone who's running a company with multiple employees. Like, you have to be prepared for this journey. And if you're already deep into the journey, I want you to stay motivated. So let's go. Now, I want to be real with you. Over the last couple of years, I've done multiple 6 figures. I have not hit 7 figures in revenue yet. And it bugs me because I've put in so much work, but I haven't made 7 figures yet. So in my mind, I'm just like, okay, this year I have to do it. This year I have to do it. I've just told myself I have to do it. But it's also a struggle in my mind because I'm like, why can't I do it? Why haven't I done it? And it's going to happen, right? But the point I want to make here is that with everything I've learned and everything that I've been through, I'm giving myself a huge challenge. I also want to travel this year. So I want to travel for a long period of time and build a 7-figure business. I'm stacking the cards against me, but that's making me hungry to make it work. And I want to go through some of the struggles that you will face in your journey to multiple 7 figures as well. Number 1 is social life. When you run a business, you're not doing a normal 9 to 5, you know? Sometimes you're doing 9 to 9. You sit in the office at 9, you don't leave till 9. Like, that's just the reality when you run your own business. And sometimes it can affect you. It can affect your friendships because some people just don't understand this life. It can affect, like, romantically, because guess what? Some people are not going to put up with you prioritizing work over a date night. Like, but you're building something for you. You know, you're building something so that you have the freedom to not have to have a boss and someone tell you what to do. Like, that's what you're going for. So you have to kind of be prepared for that. You're going to spend a lot of time alone, especially in the UK, because the UK is not very entrepreneurial. We are very like, oh, you know, I'm happy to work Monday to Friday and get my 2 days off on the weekend and book a holiday, you know, my 2 weeks holiday for the whole fucking year. That's the UK, right? So you do end up spending a lot of time alone because there's not a lot of people in your circle that kind of do what you do, or they don't have that entrepreneur kind of mindset or lifestyle. It's a more of an American thing. And I think that they say for every 1 entrepreneur in the UK, there's 5 in America. I literally heard that on the Diary of the CEO podcast the other day. So it's crazy. Now, those are just some simple things that you're going to have to be prepared for, and you probably already experienced it. But that's just a part of the game. Now, romantically, I want to dive a bit deeper into that. It's important that you probably have a partner who understands that, yo, there's going to be days where I'm locking in. There's going to be days where Saturdays I am getting up early. I'm going to sit in the office for a bit before we do anything. You know, I'm not going to be as active. This is what I'm building, but I'm building it for us to have a better life, to be able to have the freedom so that you don't have to work. I want to retire you, stuff like that. You know, like, if your partner's on board with it and it's not straining your relationship, I think you should go for it. And I think you have to be prepared to have that conversation and be prepared to have some tough times around that, or stay single. I've stayed single, not just because of work, but I think a big part of it is like, look, I know that I want to be able to put in extra time. And if something's going to hold me back, I'm willing to sacrifice certain parts of my life right now, while I'm young, while I can do it. Yeah, the older you get, maybe you're less willing to do sacrifices. But at this current moment, you might have to get where you want to get to. So I always think that Elon Musk has had 3 divorces. I don't want to do that, but there's a reason he's had 3 divorces, right? Number 3 is, you know, fear of success. I think that a lot of people don't do certain things because they're actually scared of how successful they could be. You know, I might speak to a business owner and tell them, yo, you need to make this video. And they procrastinate. They take 10 years to make it. And I think it's because they're scared. They're scared of what it could become. They're scared of what they could be. So they don't take action. But the problem here is that if you're scared all the time, you're never going to be successful. On the flip side, if you're scared of failing, again, you're never going to be successful. I like to play to win. I don't play to not lose. That's not how I play my games. When I'm fighting, I'm playing to win. I'm not playing to not lose. I'm playing to win at all times. Okay. And another thing that we can do as business owners, and I've definitely done this, is sometimes dimming my own light to let other people shine. You really want to avoid doing that because you are important in whatever you do. Just remember that, because that's very, very critical. It's going to help you stay on point and get to your goals and get to your targets. Number 4 is the fear of delegating. So this is definitely something that has bothered me. I've tried my best now to not let it bother me as much, but you can't be fearful around getting people to help you in your business. So that means hiring different members of staff, getting team members, and offloading tasks. And the reason that we don't do it as business owners is just because we have this kind of fear that no one can do it as good as me. That's okay. Someone might not be able to do it at 100% the way you do it, but if they can do it at 85%, that's good enough. And you keep training them until they get to 100%. I've realized that a lot over the last 2.5 years. And I think that most businesses, they get scared. They get scared. And it really stunts the growth of your business when you do not hire people. Every massive business in the world has a couple of hires. It is what it is. Number 5, fixation on bad investments and failure. So a lot of business owners, they have like 1 or 2 bad experiences. Maybe they've made some bad investments and they let that cloud how they make investments moving forward. You can't do that. Like literally, you can't do that. You're trying to run a business that makes multiple 6 figures. Yeah. You may make bad investments. That is the whole game of being an entrepreneur. Do you know how many times people have failed when they tried to build something? Failure is normal. Okay. So just because you've had a bad experience with a program, a course, a business partner, doesn't mean you should never do it again. That's like me having a bad breakup and never dating again. It would be ridiculous. So you have to change your mindset around failure and bad investments. Number 6, and something I have definitely been guilty of, is jealousy. You know, you look at all these other businesses, all these other entrepreneurs, they're doing multiple 6 figures a month. And you're like, wow, how are they doing it? Why can't I do that? I'm better than him. I'm smarter than him. I'm smarter than her. Why does she have more money than me? Like, you start to think of that. But one thing you do need to bear in mind is that on social media, everyone shows their highlight reel. They don't show their failures. And we've had a lot of failures that we've shared publicly. We've also had wins that we share publicly. So I need you to bear that in mind. Don't pocket watch. Don't hate people. Don't let other people's success be a downer on you. Like, don't let that downplay your ability to be successful as a business owner, because it can happen if you let it. You need to kind of have a strong mindset when it comes to this. And the very last dark reality of being a business owner is the finances. A lot of people get it twisted. They think that if you do 6 figures in revenue, the business owner's seeing 6 figures. No, you might make 250K in a year and you might spend 100K on expenses. Then you got to pay tax. Then you got to pay other staff members. Like, 6 figures doesn't always mean 6 figures in your pocket. And I think sometimes business owners get a little bit confused. They thought that this life of entrepreneurship was going to give them everything they desired. It will give you a good life. Like, yeah, if you do it properly, you're going to live good, you know? Like, I never go hungry. I can do whatever I want. I can go out to fancy restaurants when I want. I can go on holiday when I want. It is a nice life. However, just because my business is making 6 figures, I'm not always walking away with 6 figures in my pocket. And that's the reality. Obviously, I have 6 figures worth of things. I've got a house, I've got a car, I've got assets, you know. But I think sometimes the entrepreneur journey, it sounds sexy, it sounds beautiful, but some people are not ready for like the dark moments that can happen. And sometimes there's no stability. You know, you're thinking month to month, you're hoping that a sale comes through, you're hoping that a contract comes through, and that can be the reality. Obviously, the better you get, the more stable the income becomes. But you are probably sometimes in a position where, you know, you're just hoping that you can get your next 3 or 4 clients to sign that contract and you get a big windfall of money. The good thing is when you know how to do ads and strategies, you can keep the money stable, which is what we do. But at the start, you know, it's difficult. It's hard. So those are the 7 dark truths of entrepreneurship. Those are the realities that I think a lot of people just neglect. They're not honest about it. And I know a lot of you that watch the channel are business owners. So I wanted to just share some like real honesty with you guys. Something a little bit different, not as much tutorial based stuff, but with that being said, I know I spoke about the finances and the stability. I made a video right here where I break down the exact strategies on how you can scale your business with ads and organic content, whether you're a face-to-face business or an online business. And if you really want to grow your business in 2025 and hit multiple 6 figures and more profit, watch this video. Peace.